Yeah, so hey everyone. I know that the Super Bowl happened. Congratulations to Coldplay, they did great. Congratulations to Beyonce, of course she stole the show. Congratulations to Bruno Mars. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for the review for Shameless, Season 6, Episode 5, Refugees. And it starts off with the family all coming together because, well, most of the family coming together because they have to figure out what are they going to do. The house is being sold, and Carl's still doing that illegal uh, gun business, and Fiona doesn't want to accept his money. So right now, she's just like, you know what? We're just gonna have to move out. There's nothing we can do right now. No one can help us at this point. Debbie is still at that guy whose wife is terminally sick with cancer and will be dying. She's still there, and she's acclimating herself with the family very well. But the issue is that Frank wants her to be more than just a nanny. Frank wants her to become one of the family and really replace the guy's wife. And so she's trying, but the guy's pushing her away at this point. Lip is falling in love with his professor, and we know that's going to be the worst thing he could possibly do. V and Kevin and V's mom, it's good to see her back, and she has her Bible study. Now here's the thing. There's some refugees that need a place to stay. Essentially a temporary foster house. And Kevin's like, you know what? Yancey, he burnt up. I need to repent. I need to do something. So let me take in this child. They think it's one child, but it's actually a bunch of them. We'll see how they respond to that. Frank comes in, as his usual self, just talking about how, oh, family, and everyone's just like, screw off, Frank. Well, aside from Carl, who's like, Carl, you are living up to the Gallagher name. I respect you. Fiona, I don't respect you. How are you complaining? This is the hood. This is the ghetto. We struggle and we scrap to survive. What are you doing? You're crying? You're wussing out? Come on now. Now here's the thing. Carl threatens the family. He threatens the family that's coming to move in because the bank sold the house. A new family is coming in, and they're like, they want to see the place. And they're like, they'll give Fiona an extra week to stay and get her things together. She appreciates it, but she's still trying to figure out what she's going to do. Debbie is like, screw off, Fiona, because I'm not giving up my baby. Because she's past the point of going and having an abortion. So she's like, you know what? You go do you. You go and abort your baby. I'm keeping mine. No one's adopting my baby. Frank's like, that's right. That's right. Who would give up a baby for free anyway? Adoption? We know how Frank is. Do you guys like my shirt? Kill La Kill. The scissor wielding beast that she is. Anyway, so we get back into it, and Carl's still sweet on this girl. He's like, how's the bike treating you? And it's like, yeah, it's cool, it's good. And Carl's friend Nick, I knew that his bike was going to be stolen. His bike is stolen in this episode, but I knew it was going to be stolen because they made sure to show the importance of that lock that he got for his bike. And I'm like, why would they do that unless someone's going to steal the bike? And so Veronica's mom comes in with 4 or 5 refugee boys. I think they're Korean. But one's a girl. Sorry, spoiler alert. One's a girl. And Kevin's like, this is great. This is even better than what I could possibly hope for. This is amazing. And they start smoking. And Kevin's like, can I have one? No, thank you. I think this will work out just fine. Fiona's trying to see if her boo thing will allow her to move in with her family. And he's like, I can't bring Carl in with me. Carl is a criminal. Carl went to jail. You realize all the stuff that I had to do just to get my son? How do you expect me to be able to keep him with your brother in the house, in the apartment? That's not going to happen. So she's just like, screw off. Literally like that, screw off. Frank is going to visit the terminally ill wife that Debbie is currently working with the family. because he's trying to speed up the process. He's trying to make the wife realize, you know what, you're gonna die, so I'm gonna make you love me and appreciate the fact that you have me around, so that I get to do whatever I want. And maybe this will be my the doctor woman that I befriended part 2. Maybe it will be, maybe it's not. He's like, so do you have life insurance? Do you have this? Do you have that? And it's like, no. You know, you're gonna die, so you need to get all your affairs in order. And this is the reality. She's like, yeah, I know. The spouses never understand. It's like, well, I'll help you figure it out, and I'll do it for free. And he went to this like Ivy League school and everything. I mean, Frank is an amazing liar. That's one thing I have to give to Frank, because Frank's one of those people that he can take literally a dime and turn it into $1,000 like that. That's a hustler. And you can't do anything except for respect and despise someone like Frank. So, they're officially evicted. You know, the Gallagher family. All their stuff is out on the lawn. Debbie's freaking out because she's like, Fiona, you have to come home. They're kicking us out now. The bank wants them out sooner rather than later because they have to go and assess the house and do probably minor repairs and all the normal gambit. But aside from that, Frank takes the cancer woman, I hate that phrase, the woman who's dying from cancer, what is it called? Going to look for a nice casket. Casket shopping. She wants to put herself in a lime box. Frank's like, no, you're not putting yourself in a lime box. What you're going to do is, you're going to go and you're going to feel this nice silk interior. This is what you deserve. And you know this is all for the living, because the dead doesn't care. She's like, the dead doesn't care. It's like, right, it's for the living. It's for your parents and for your kids and for your husband. And it's like, shouldn't you be able to have the best? And the funeral director is paying Frank off to make sure that he has her pay for the more expensive casket. And I'm like, Frank, you conniving dog. You conniving dog. So everyone's outside trying to go and figure out, alright, we're going to have to pack. We're going to have to leave. So let's just go and do that. V has a real conversation. Well, actually before that, you have Lip and Ian, and they're talking, and Lip's trying to smooth things over with Ian. It's like, yeah, of course you can come and stay over in my dorm room. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's like, so what's going on with you? You're hanging out with what? It was like, yeah, the fireman people. It's like, why? And it was like, oh, you have a thing for one of them. Like, yeah, something like that. Well, I'll tell you what happens about that. Now, V has a real conversation with Carl because she tells him, you need to stop this act. You are not black. You are a jigaboo, essentially. Because the thing is, technically there is black African American in their family somewhere. That's how Liam came to be. But realistically, for all intents and purposes, Carl isn't black. He wasn't raised black. No one in his family, for the most part, technically is. So he's trying to use that as an excuse for him to go and say the N-word and do all of this stuff. And V's like, you're going to get your ass kicked. You're a joke. You need to cut the crap. And I feel like this was also kind of a stab at also middle America, because there's a lot of people, you know, especially in the suburbs. Forget New York. New York's multicultural, so we're not going to go there, cities. But especially in different suburban areas where hood life looks appealing. There's nothing appealing about hood life. I'm just telling you that right now. There's nothing appealing about hood life. So that whole cultural appropriation of wearing the baggy jeans and the hats and, like I said, all the clothing, the vernacular, cut the crap. Anyway, you have Fiona and her boyfriend fight, and it's just like, he can't stay with me. Carl can't stay with me. Well, you can. You and Liam can, but not Carl. And she's basically like, screw you, like I told you before. And the family's just like, oh, okay. So you just said, aren't you going to help me because we're out on the streets? And it's like, damn. You have to say it in front of them? Really? They already know the situation's screwed. But Fiona wasn't thinking. She had a moment. So Frank goes and takes the sick woman to the alibi, and I was surprised. Look, this sick woman is a boss. Well, maybe I shouldn't phrase it like that, but as far as Frank's concerned, she's a boss. She's an OG, because she was like, when she was 16, that's when she first snorted cocaine. She's also done heroin, 2 different types of heroin. She's basically done everything. Snorted PCP off of, I think I said that right, off of a guy's D. I mean, she's done everything. And Frank's like, damn, normally I can swindle you. It's like, well, can we still have sexual relations? No, I'm not that high. Because she has medical marijuana stick. So that's how the whole conversation started about, okay, so what can I do for you? It's like, oh, I didn't expect you to be that type of person. Fiona goes and says her goodbyes to the house, and the house gets closed up. And it was cool because it had little things like all the kids' height markers on the wall. And I was like, damn, this is messed up. So Carl goes and he tries to get an apartment. He can't get the apartment because of the fact that he needs a cosign. He needs an adult. And, Nick can't do it because Nick just got out of jail. So I'm sure they're like, yo, you can pay with cash, but you most likely wouldn't fit in. And Carl's like, it's because I'm black? It's because I'm black? It's like, no, it's not because you're black. It's because... How is it because you're black? Anyway, Debbie's trying to go and do anything and everything she can to get this guy to conform to her desires and choose her over his wife. It initially fails. What happens is Debbie's like, your wife is dying. Your kids are all having issues, but at least they're grieving. You're not. You're trying to keep it together. You need me. They need me. But you need me as well. And I was like, okay. In the meantime, we have Frank discussing what's he going to do to get this woman to do what he wants. Now, I already told you about the Carl situation. Lip's ex-girlfriend, I think she was possibly Asian or whatever, comes back into the scene and wants to take a picture of the naked portrait that's on his wall. Now, Lip does something really dumb. He leaves his cell phone there, unlocked. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with him? So she takes advantage of that. Nick's bike, like I said, gets stolen. And Nick is pissed. Remember, Nick went to jail because of his bike the first time. So he will kill again to get it back. Don't mess with Nick. Kevin's bar is doing lousy still. And Fiona's like, I need your help, Svetlana. Svetlana, that sounds so wrong. She's like, you know what? You can give hand jobs and do all this stuff. And it's like, oh, you're poor right now. You have nothing right now. What I'm doing is, I'll start off here, pleasing others, and then I'll be a franchise owner. That's how it works here in America. That's opportunity. So you look down on me today while I'm your boss tomorrow. And I'm like, ooh, she's not wrong. So anyway, we have Ian going to the fighters thing, and he thinks that this guy is hitting on him, but he's not. He's like, no, are you a pitcher? And it's like, yo, really? Well, sometimes, yeah. Most of the time, yeah. I'm just like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to do this? And it's like, over here. Aha! It's actually for a softball game, and this is versus the cops. Now, remember, there was a guy a couple of seasons ago that was really feeling Fiona, but Fiona didn't want him, and so he was like, oh, he's the police officer. And so Ian was like, oh, dude, what are you doing here? It's like, you're gay? Why didn't you come out? I was like, well, no, your sister turned me gay. It was like, you mother effer, game on. Yeah, I'm definitely playing, game on. Like I said, Debbie talked with her current employer, and she just dug right into him. After that, you have poor little Lip. Poor little Lip has the naked picture that he took, of course without his professor's consent, on his phone, and his girlfriend tweets it out. So now everyone sees it, and his professor gets in so much trouble. Ian has a fight because this is something dumb. And of course it was the firefighters versus the policeman. Nick is still pissed and Carl's chasing after him. Fiona finds a place to stay, and it's actually with Gus. Because Carl is going to do his own thing as far as getting an apartment. Now, the sidebar to that is Fiona also has the option of, remember the heavier set woman that also works at the diner who doesn't like Fiona that much? Well, she's like, you know what? I like your little brother and he's really cute and I don't want to see him on the streets. So I got you covered, girl. So we have that. And V goes and gives all the refugee kids a bath because he's like, damn, you guys stink. But one of them's actually a girl. Ha ha! One of them is a girl. And it looks like she got shot. So V gave her some nice girly clothes. And I mean, she's a girly girl. There's just absolutely nothing wrong with that. She loves pink and she wanted the dress and she wanted the, what's that hair? The thing you put in your hair to push it back? Whatever it is. That, and V looked like she really enjoyed having them, regardless of what she says. Remember, v, this is someone who didn't want kids. But I think she's really liking this whole motherly, and they're older, so it is a little bit different. They can't take care of themselves to a certain degree. So, it's just like, she's probably imagining her doing this with her kids. Poor Lip. Lip has to deal with a crazy ex that's like, look, I thought that I was mature enough and that my therapist told me that doing this wouldn't be alright, revenge, but she was wrong. I feel amazing. Amazing. Everyone forgot about Chucky. Everyone forgot about Chucky. Frank is congratulating Debbie because Debbie had the guy break down and now he's going to rely on her more and now she gets to live there. So we'll see what happens there. Ian hits on the firefighter dude and he's pissed because he's like, this isn't supposed to be a booty call. This is supposed to potentially be a relationship. What are you doing? What are you doing? Lip goes to try and see his professor and of course her husband comes down. It's like, what the hell did you do, essentially? And it's like, piss off. Piss off. And you know he's really not the confrontational type. Because I thought he was going to hit Lip. But he didn't actually hit him. He just kind of pushed him and closed the door. And so I was like, kick his ass. But then again, I was like, no, that's not going to be a good look for you. Don't do that. You have too much money. He could sue you. Stop it. Now, Lip's professor, the male professor that he's working with, he was like, dude, dad, that was you. You're a boss of that. And Lip feels a little bit better, but Lip loves the girl, so he does feel bad that she's got fired or is under review. Now, here's one interesting thing. At the very end, or close to the very end, you have one of the Asian refugees goes and shows Carl how to empty out a gun and to refill the cartridge or the magazine. You know, I don't know those things, but Carl was just like, oh my gosh, I think I'm borderline in love. And Ian's there at Lip's dorm, and Lip's just looking through this book that his professor gave him. It's weird because, what's her name? Debbie feels a little violated because the wife comes in and gives her a hug and cuddles. And it's like, yo, I thought this was, nope, no, oh, no, no, ugh. So Fiona and her boyfriend, they have a pillow fight and they have a good time. And the show actually ends with Carl talking to the girl refugee, and she was just like, how many people did you kill? You know, how many people did you kill? And she's just like, 1, 2, 3. Carl's like, oh my gosh, I'm dealing with real OGs here. And they're younger than me. So that was it for Shameless. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Come back for next week. I review this.